welcome to the first ever Friday Night Horror Show. I'm Ed Ader. I'm joined by my co-host Scott Bachevsky. Scott, how you doing today?
Not too bad. How you doing?
It's kind of a rough day.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, I'm back to work after a vacation. You know how that goes. Never good. But before my vacation, I was doing this diet thing, doing pretty good. Lost some weight.
Yeah,
I was pretty excited about it.
You look good.
And then, of course, on vacation, I just foregoed all that and ate like a pig and drank a few beers.
A few or a few hundred?
A few hundred. So today, I usually don't eat lunch till after work. So like most people think I'm crazy because I leave for work at like 7 a.m. and I don't get home till like 4 p.m. That's when I eat my first like meal of the day.
Oh, I can't eat at work either. I'm sick to my stomach all day when I'm at work. But that's
I don't know how people do it. So
yeah.
So I normally eat at like 4, but we were doing this right after work today because we both got off at the same time. And there's a little mom and pop sandwich shop down the street from your house that I absolutely adore. So I've been, ever since we decided to do this Thursday, I've been licking my lips. Just can't wait to get this Bomberito sub.
Chomping at the bit.
And of course, like any good Italian sandwich shop, they're closed on Mondays, and we're recording on a Monday. So I drove up.
So what did you do?
I apologize to the audience for being grumpy. I apologize to you for smelling like onions, but I just ate a 6-inch Subway sub.
Ah.
Yeah.
Did you even get the foot long?
I got the foot long, but I could only stomach half of it.
I actually had a 7-inch sub today at Witch Witch. I don't know if you
I like Witch Witch.
Yeah. Yeah, their medium size is like a 7-inch for some
Down
reason.
at the Village over there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to the Village and their fine establishments.
Yeah, right here in Metro Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah, my Twitter handle, it says I'm from Detroit, but I'm one of those assholes that bills
You're
myself.
not really from Detroit?
From metropolitan Detroit.
Yeah.
I live in a very...
Well, I'm a two-faced liar because I say I'm from Chicago, but I was really like right outside Chicago, and then I moved to Detroit, but I actually lived in Detroit for like 2 years.
You're like from Chicago via... What is it? Like Chicago via Detroit via...
Yeah.
Warren?
Right. But I'm not really...
Roseville. Is it Roseville or Warren?
Roseville.
Yeah, that's right. You're right on
the roughest of the three.
Yeah.
You think Detroit's rough? Woof.
Oh, come on.
So yeah, we're here to talk about horror stuff.
Yeah.
We've been at the podcast / whatever, YouTube / all this game for about... I think it's been like almost 3 years now since we were recording about beat 'em ups in your backyard on your iPhone when it overheated.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, we've been trying some things out. We're rebooting this podcast, the Friday Night Horror Show. We've actually recorded...
We recorded, what, 9 episodes?
Yeah, 9 or 10.
Under the moniker Friday Night Horror, no show.
I think it was still called Friday Night Horror Show officially.
I just watched it when I put it on YouTube.
No, it was my fault. I think I always... Because I hosted that and I always introduced the show as Friday Night Horror. I don't know why. But, yeah, I think the show works better. And I don't know, at the time, subconsciously, I must have thought, I don't know why, I just got rid of the show.
Well, this time, too, I went out and made some... we got really ambitious. I made some social media stuff for the show this time around.
Yeah.
And Friday Night Horror was like a bunch of stuff already. Like, there's a movie called Friday Night Horror. There's, like, the Twitter handle's already taken. So, like, and that show, now we're our own thing, you know?
Yeah.
So you can follow us on Twitter at FNH Show. The whole thing wouldn't fit.
Oh, I like that.
I had to do it that way. You can also Facebook.com/FNH Show. There's one person following that, and it's me.
We got some Twitter followers.
Yeah, we do. The horror community on Twitter is fantastic. Like, people can't wait to see your show. I'm excited.
Oh, we got a lot of... I'm feeling the pressure right now for our debut episode.
Sweating bullets.
Yeah.
Thank God it's like a nice 58 degrees in your basement right now.
Yeah.
Or
maybe we should have picked a cooler day. This is like the warmest day of the year so far.
It is pretty warm. Yeah. I had to take my jacket off. Man. What is it, like 50 out?
55, I say.
Jeez.
All right, enough of that.
Let's get into the weather.
The reason why we're here. Yeah. You're not listening to us for a weather report, that's for damn sure.
That's true. So yeah, we're gonna talk about some horror you might have seen. If you're champing at the bit, we have all those episodes, 9 episodes. You can find them. I think the only place we ended up successfully getting them to work is YouTube.
And eventually, like if we'll have a dead week or we don't post anything a certain week, we might go back and post those on
we will be reusing those. Not the best quality of the recording. I'm hoping these recordings we're doing now end up better, but I think we still had some worthwhile conversations.
I don't think they're terrible.
I don't think they're listenable.
The content, I mean, that's up for you to decide.
Yeah. I think they're interesting. They're worth watching. I'd wait until we redux them. You don't want to burn out on us too quick.
Yeah, just one show at a time.
Just one show. One a week is more than enough. So yeah, I think we could kind of talk about. We were discussing it. Like I said, we've tried video games. We've tried. I've done some sports stuff on the side. I've done some writing. And for some reason, the horror show the first time worked the best for us. 10 episodes. We were enjoying it. I don't know why we fell off, but 2, it just seems like that's more consistently something I enjoy on a regular basis. Like I love video games. There will be weeks I play 80 hours of video games. Yeah. Like if I have really into something. Got the right week off, but I'll also go 2-3 weeks without touching them.
Right.
But I rarely go more than a week without watching a scary movie.
Yeah, I think for me it's the time factor. Whereas, a lot of video games, especially nowadays, it's a serious time sinker. You're looking at like 50 to 60 hours.
Right.
With horror movies, or movies in general, it's, you're looking at typically 90 to 120 minutes, 2 hours. So.
And horror movies are even on the shorter side. Usually of those, there are really good horror movies that are less than 90 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always... I mean, I've always loved movies, but horror movies especially. I mean, I started watching... I think the first horror movie I saw, which is my favorite movie of all time, Halloween.
That's definitely the first... Like, I remember getting into horror movies not until later, like, as a genre. I don't think it was until I was in, like, high school that I really, like... Everyone that came to the theater I wanted to go see, and I was watching them, in October I'd watch 50 movies.
Right.
But before that, Halloween, I'd watch it constantly during Halloween season when it was on TV every day.
Yeah, we're both really big fans of that movie.
Yeah.
I've probably seen that movie cause to 100 times.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
So that's what definitely started it off.
Yeah. So it kind of... I have my mom to blame / thank for that. She was a really big fan of that movie. I grew up in a pretty strict Catholic household, so it was kind of bizarre to me that my mom was okay with me watching a movie with, I mean, it wasn't a violent movie
by certain
horror standards, but, it was rated R, it had nudity, it had the language.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, really kind of desensitized me in some ways. I can watch pretty much anything.
I feel like I'm in a vast minority where like not most, but like a decent amount of horror movies still like really get to me. Like jump scares still get me.
Yeah, I'm not talking about jump scares or like that's a whole other thing. But gory, like I can take pretty much anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. But, I mean, just a lot of fucked up nightmares, though, at a really young age with Michael Myers chasing me constantly. And I even saw Nightmare on Elm Street when I was probably like 7 or 8, too, and that,
that one will really mess you up if you're...
I couldn't... The scene where his tongue came through the phone, I could only take... There was like a week there after I'd seen it where I could only take like literally 45-second showers because I thought his tongue was going to come through the spigot or whatever.
Getting wet and getting out.
Yeah. I didn't even put like soap or anything on. It was bad. And then sleeping on a bed. I think I had to sleep on my floor. I used like a sleeping bag for like the first 3 days.
You thought you were going to get sucked right through the bottom?
Like Johnny Depp, yeah. Yeah. So...
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, it's crazy because when you're like in that mindset, it's really interesting because you're like terrified, you can't sleep, yet there's something about it. It sticks with you, and it's over time you can grow to appreciate that. But man, in that moment,
it's like when you're younger, it's like, why did we enjoy this?
So it's
Because it's not like we stopped watching scary movies when we were younger. We still did it.
I wanted more. But yeah, at first you're like, no, I never want to watch anything like this again. And then like a week passes, you finally get over it and you can move on with your life. You're like, okay, it's almost like you're testing yourself and your limits and how much.
Yeah, it definitely elicits a feeling that not much else in entertainment can.
Yeah.
That being terrified.
I'll plug one thing that I posted to our Sour Grapes Games website last year of my personal 10 most horrifying movies, the ones that affected me the most. You can check that out, but that's where I'm coming from with that. Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Blair Witch Project, and all that. It's kind of decisive. That's a decisive one.
That sounds like a who's who of
right.
great horror movies.
Those are probably like the 3 biggest ones on the list, but yeah, it's interesting. Horror.
Yeah, it's something I've always been interested in. Seems like the constant, like I said. So yeah, that's kind of why we're here, kind of why we're doing this. So the plan, I guess, is every week we have like some kind of topic or a guest, or maybe we'll talk one week about our favorite trope or our least favorite trope, or just a trope we picked out of a hat.
That's a good idea.
Or something along those lines. We'll have other people from other podcasts on. Can't wait for that. So yeah, I don't know. We've got ideas. I would get better if we're lazy. We might do 2 segments of. We'll talk about movie A and then we'll talk about movie B.
Yeah. Well, nothing's really like set in stone. Right.
We're gonna try and keep it 2 segments. I think. Talk about something and then each week we will talk about a movie.
And we're putting these on iTunes, so you can review us and give us your feedback. And we can figure out what we're doing right and what we can
do to improve.
Yeah.
I like that. So yeah, and we're gonna spoil these movies, right? I don't think I can refrain.
I think so, yeah.
I think we have to, right?
I mean, with this episode, this is our first one, so we can. I think we're probably going to spoil this one. If people don't like that.
I know in the past we had complaints, and everything will have a spoiler warning on it moving forward. Yeah. In the past, we had complaints where we'd get it kind of on a roll, and we'd end up spoiling quite a few movies
without saying that.
Right. Yeah. Like we'd be talking about a 10-year-old movie, and we'd end up spoiling a movie that came out that week and stuff like that. So we're gonna refrain from that. We're gonna try and spoil a movie. I think that'd be the clutch way to go.
So try not to compare it to other movies.
Well, we can compare like thematically, I think, but not like, oh, this is exactly like that really ridiculous ending from movie X when you never saw it coming. It's the best twist of all time. We'll try and steer clear of those types of spoilers for movies we're not talking about, but we will be spoiling the movie of the week.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you got anything else you want to talk about personally about horror while we're doing this? What expectations, hopes, dreams?
I'm just here to have fun and talk about horror.
I like it. You want to just take a quick break then? Jump right into our main topic of the evening?
Yeah. Do you want to say it now or?
Yeah. When we come back, we'll be spoiling. Is it 2017 or 2017 in Europe, 2018 release in the U.S.?
I believe so, via Netflix.
The Ritual, directed by David Bruckner, and we will be spoiling that. So leave now if you don't want it spoiled.